And we are going to move now to talk to another friend of this program. He has been someone who has sounded the alarm about our border situation for a long, long time. That is Michael Cutler, the former INS and DEA officer. Michael, we welcome you back to America's Forum.
Always good to join you, JD. I wish you and your audience a happy Friday. Thanks for having me.
And a happy Friday to you too, sir. But not all of the news heading into the weekend is good, especially even though it's moved off the front pages, the ongoing influx of illegals from Central America and our still unsecured southern border. What type of update do you have for us? What's the latest from the ground?
Well, I find it interesting that you're just mentioning Governor Rick Perry talking about how the newest threat that he sees is the potential that terrorists may well be coming across that southern border. By the way, they may well be coming across our northern border, stowing away or coming through ports of entry. The thug who murdered the journalist is now believed to be a citizen of Great Britain. Incredibly, under the visa waiver program, there are now 38 countries, Great Britain being one of them, whose citizens don't need visas before first coming to the United States. So one of the things that disturbs me tremendously, and I'm so glad you're covering this issue because really most news organizations won't go near it the right way, is that there's far more to the immigration system than that southern border. Certainly the southern border is a nightmare. We don't know who's coming across. And as the Border Patrol agents are being pulled off the line where they're supposed to secure the border, to basically act as concierge service, if you will, for those unaccompanied minors, we have a massive influx of thousands of people from around the world. And only 19 terrorists did so much damage on 9/11. And the idea that we're even talking, and Perry is still talking about, well, once we get the border secured, then we can provide the people who are here with lawful status and so forth. What they're all ignoring is the findings and recommendations of the 9/11 Commission. And I provided testimony to the 9/11 Commission. Immigration fraud and visa fraud were the methods of choice for terrorists to not only enter our country, but embed themselves. And if they're going to come to attack us, they need to find a way to hide in plain sight as they go about their preparations. They don't run the border, launch an attack, and leave. They come here and very often may spend more than a year here preparing for the attack. We saw that on 9/11. So the idea of providing millions of people with lawful status, with identity documents, and without even having the capacity to do a face-to-face interview, let alone a meaningful field investigation, defies not only the 9/11 Commission findings and recommendations, but common sense, and quite frankly, it defies belief.
Now, Mr. Cutler, we don't have a lot of time left in this segment. It's kind of a small segment. But Chuck Hagel says we have to get ready because the threat of ISIS is beyond anything we've seen. Is ISIS our biggest national security threat?
Right now, I would say it's way up on the list. And we know that there's coordination between the narco-terrorists and the Middle Eastern terrorists. We know that there are Middle Eastern individuals in Latin America. There are terror training camps in the tri-border region of Brazil involving Hamas, Hezbollah, perhaps ISIS, certainly Al-Qaeda. We are leaving ourselves vulnerable. Our politicians should get the MVP award from these terrorist organizations.
It is very frustrating, Michael Cutler, and you have a colorful and provocative way of presenting those concerns. Sir, we thank you very, very much for your time.
Thanks for having me on, and look forward to seeing you soon.
All righty, sir. Well, there is more ahead, including on this program, but at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, we will have Midpoint. Ed Berliner standing by in the Newsmax newsroom. Ed, what do you have lined up for us?
JD, we got an awful lot going on today. Has the Pope overstepped his bounds in calling for military action against the likes of ISIS, or is he simply doing the right thing and going after those who basically believe in religious persecution? One side calls it militarizing the police, another side says it is necessary because of what is going on in America today. There's going to be a lot on that dance card today. The call for less government sounds good, but is it just another political soundbite? The father of a young man who was killed by cops in Las Vegas says that the police at times are nothing more than domestic terrorists. And do you know what the Second American Revolution refers to? That, of course, along with telling it like it is, where one man and a bunch of kids on a Little League baseball field make the week just come to a very perfect end, show us what America is really all about. It's a great moment. That and a whole lot more coming up on Midpoint, beginning at noon Eastern Time.
Ed, as always, we appreciate it. And what a way to spend our Friday. We finish up this program, Morgan, and we can watch Ed. You better believe it. Ed, thanks so much.
You got it, guys.
All righty, there is more to come on this program, but you heard from Michael Cutler. You heard a very impassioned debate involving David Horowitz a little bit earlier. We're just curious in your comments about all that has been transpiring. Why don't you tweet us your comments at Newsmax TV, hashtag America's Forum. You can also visit us at newsmaxtv.com/comment. And please don't forget Facebook. You can reach us at facebook.com/Newsmax. Just some of the ways to get in touch with us, your comments and more coming up here on America's Forum.